In another episode of the Universal Book Club, I like to show that God works through all authors. It's not just the writers of sacred texts like the Old Testament, New Testament, Quran, etc. It's all new books. And the evidence is in the titles, the captions, the quotes. These are eternal truths, eternal themes, universal themes that get passed on through the ages. Now, granted, the technologies and sciences have advanced, but the human beings are pretty much the same, okay? From when the ancients started writing stories. Let's start. The Young Fed. The rise of the Fed. In its earliest years, the Federal Reserve's mission was to help small financial institutions weather the turbulence of the 20th century markets. Its remit soon grew. Did it ever? The Many Lives of Anne Frank, a diarist and her afterlife. Anne Frank proved herself a writer as a teen. She has become something more and less since her death. That happens to many people who die, right? Across cultures, Anne is a symbol of peace and innocence, but her own story can be shadowed. Corey Sobel shares his 5 best on college football. And then I like this quote: "You can learn more character on the 2-yard line than anywhere else in life." So his 5 best include End Zone, When Men Win Glory, The Odyssey of Pat Tillman, Crowds, a stadium as a ritual of intensity, Scoreboard, baby, a story of college football crime and complicity, and a fan's note. Matter. This quote: "Matter is the great illusion. That is, matter manifests itself in form, and form is apparitional. Contemporary physics still wrestles with a question posed by philosophers millennia ago. What is the universe made of?" We'll be wrestling with that question for another few millennia, right? Politics, the power and the money. Yeah, my fellow Americans. War, All Quiet on the Western Front, The Great War's great book. This is a great quote. "What passing bells for these who die as cattle, only the monstrous anger of the guns." The story of one German soldier's experience of battle drew its power from a devotion to truth. Sam Sachs reviews these 3 new fictions: We Do Not Part, Mother River, Taipei at Daybreak. A Korean writer confronts the cultural memory of atrocity and violence. Any culture could say that, right? The name of this band is REM, Band on the Moon. REM took a college rock ethos to the top of the charts and set a model indie bands still imitate today. Again, we have the rebirth, regeneration of old art into new art. Mysteries, Tom Nolan reviews. Back to the Court, No Longer an Innocent. Titles: Presumed Guilty, The Big Empty, Karmadol. Cold Kitchen. No one who cooks alone, says Lori Colwood. The View from the Stove. A well-traveled cook draws on her memories to remake recipes from around the world. And then we end up with new books on animals. Into Whooperland. 5 feet tall with a 7-foot wingspan, the whooping crane is a Pleistocene relic that has somehow survived into the 21st century. So tall, so lovely, so rare. And then finally, What the Chicken Knows, the mind behind the cluck. Science always advancing.